Alright, we are live. And check in. Check this out. If you're sitting here waiting for us to start saying stuff, let us know. If we sound like robots,
Please say no.
we do not sound like robots.
Thanks.
Also, please let us know if the music is interfering with our speech. We have noise cancellation turned on. But I'm open here. He doesn't like this music. Lights over here. Right. Oh, it's on. Good job. Gotcha. I am drinking a cafe for you. You have what? Show us what you got.
I'm getting ready for resort time.
Sorry, daiquiri. See, that's what I'm gonna get the Miami Vice. If I'm gonna do a strawberry daiquiri, it's gonna be a Miami Vice.
On the option list.
No.
We're at the resort.
Okay, but do they have pina colada on the list?
Yes.
So you can ask them for half and half.
Why would I do that? I don't like it.
Okay, but that's what a Miami Vice would be. Okay. Well, goodness, I hope we're live. all indications are we are live. Testing. Type some. No robots. I don't know if I've ever had a live where we didn't have any audience. This is odd. This is really odd. By all intents and purposes, we look like we're live. Oh, Michelle, the sound is robots. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm going to unplug this and plug it back in. Is that better now? Oh, God, again. Let's deal with this. Yeah.
IT department time.
Every time. Looking at the CPU usage, it's good.
All right. I tried to reset the mic. I'm hoping that helps. Still not good. Oh, Lord. All right.
Is that better? Yes. goodness, whoever knows what causes these things. I honestly don't get it. I'm almost to the point now where we'll just have to start the stream and then plug in a mic.
5 minutes and then we'll start shooting.
We just had another lovely dinner at Toast and Coast, and they're hosting us again for a really good live stream.
Yes.
Toast and Coast. So I just had a panini artichoke, and it had French mozzarella, tomato, arugula, and a pesto. It was delicious. He had French toast.
No, it's not good.
Again. Now what? It was after you reset the mic. It was good and it was bad again. All right. Try a different mic. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Okay. How about that mic? I'm a little concerned because that mic is further away from us. And I mean, if that's the case and that's the one we have to use, we'll use it. Okay, we'll use that one then.
That's the one that wants to
What-
play right now.
I mean, what a damn shame,
Okay.
because this is an expensive mic, guys. We're running into issues using it.
All right, now it's good again. Okay.
Okay, we'll just stick with the camera mic, I suppose. I don't particularly like using it because it's so far away from us, and I'm a little worried because we're in a public place with loud music and play, Mike, play. Yes, thank you. So, hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. What I was saying earlier is we're back at Toast and Coast.
Yep.
Really grateful that they allow us to come and do a live stream from here because they have far better internet than what we have at the Airbnb.
Which doesn't take much.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and they have really good food here. So
yes, they do.
it's like a breakfast brunch kind of lunch
Yeah,
thing.
if you're looking for a place on the Malecone here in Progreso to grab a desayuno,
I mean, it's like
Toast
they're
and Coast
open.
is your place.
They're open to 11 o'clock at night, but that's the type of food that they serve as breakfast and lunch type food, and it's really good.
Of course, what they didn't tell us last time, or I failed to ask, was they actually have cocktails. And it's like, oh man,
I have a cafe frio.
we did the one with Amy last week, and I was dry.
Yes. Oh, Ricky, I would return the mic, except I have had it for about 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, and we've done, until we got to Merida, every one of them was done with that mic.
Yeah, it might just be that the connector for the mic might be going bad, and I just need to replace a cord, or maybe I just need to buy
Another mic.
another Yeti. I don't know. So, I mean, if this is what it takes using our camera mic, then that's what we'll do. And honestly, it's a whole lot less cumbersome.
Yes. Much.
As long as the background music isn't interfering. That's what I was mostly worried about. But okay. Hey, everybody. It's our last live of the year. So,
God, can you believe it's already the end of 2023?
no,
Yikes.
not at all.
A whole year here.
And we're getting ready for the resort. We're doing the resort for Christmas and New Year's. And so I went and got my nails done. Nice little sea foamy colors. Yeah,
Yeah. Got the dome
he
cut.
got a haircut.
That's as much as ready as
Yeah.
I'm going to get. So,
He's enjoying a strawberry daiquiri. I will be hitting the mezcalita here pretty soon.
yes. So, we have, 10 days? Yeah, the roadie's a good one as
Yeah,
well,
we
Greg.
have Rode mics that we use for wireless. And the reason I bought them, I have the go-to wireless. And the reason I got it is because it would work with our Samsung phones. And then one day they no longer work with the Samsung phones.
They just didn't connect anymore. They just sort of went,
And it's totally Samsung. because I have tested those mics on business calls and other things plugged in my laptop, and they work great.
Well, and then they work with the Sony camera. I mean, it's something in the interconnectivity between
Samsung did something and they ruined it. It was like one of the only mics that would work with a Samsung phone, and they screwed that up. So I don't know what they did. It's unfortunate.
But we know it would work with this, and we do have the Rode shotgun mic that we could put up here. And
yeah, it's true. That's true.
I'm just pointing out.
Yeah, we got the
so
Rode.
we do have another way we could go.
Why do you keep calling it Rody?
I don't know. Maybe it's concert time. Time to go be a roadie.
Oh Lord. Oh
Yeah.
Lord, no.
Just
Oh goodness. Okay, so we are going to be leaving Progreso this weekend.
72 hours from now, we'll be at the resort.
We'll be done with Progreso, and then we're going to have to be doing our wrap up on what life was like here, and of course, the cost of living and everything else. I wanted to share with you. I wish if I could think of the exact name. Right up the road from us, there is an animal rescue, and it's run by a woman named Tracy Ginger. Now, we only found out about it last week, and it just so happens that not only do they rescue dogs, she will run a restaurant one day a week, and all of the proceeds go to pay for the staff and the needs of the animal rescue. So, of course, we went to dinner last night, to try out the food and to help in some small way. That was one of the best meals we've had in Progreso. Oh, it was the best meal he's had in Progreso. Yeah, I mean, it was good. And then I said, wow, who's doing the cooking? Are they volunteering too? Oh, no, it was the lady who owns the place. She is, I believe she was Canadian. She lives here now permanently.
That's it, Ginger's Jungle
There
Rescue.
you go. Thank you, David. Yeah. And she, gosh, she's a beautician, decades of experience, cutting hair, medical, spa, I mean, the whole thing. And then once a week, she does this restaurant thing and raises money for this animal rescue. So we went to the animal rescue to do a video on that place too, and got to walk around and do a tour with her dog trainer. It's incredible. Like, they have like 45, 48 dogs.
43 right now.
I mean, it's all these dogs, and they have like 8 or 9 pens that they keep them in to keep them separated by whatever temperament and things. And they were all so incredibly lovable. And I have to say, of all the places we've stayed so far in Mexico, I honestly noticed the highest number of street dogs so far were here in the Progreso area.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
I mean, it's like there's a need for it. There's a real need for it. And she does like Zoom calls, and a lot of Canadians will rescue these dogs, and they'll make arrangements to adopt them from her. So I thought that was pretty fabulous.
Well, and they do all the shots, the spay, neutering, and deworming, and everything else is done on every dog that's in there. And we're going to do the video, and we're going to be able to give you, if you're interested in helping those, this particular organization out in keeping them afloat.
Oh, we're blurry again.
I need to drink more. Maybe
I know, we're blurry again. It'll catch us eventually.
There it goes.
There it goes.
And so we'll give everybody the link that if you want to help them out, because once you see it, you'll go, wow, it's amazing. They have put a lot of work and money into this. And if you do happen to go to Ginger Jungle Rescue Restaurant, I cannot recommend
oh my gosh,
pork chop anymore.
The fall off the bone pork chop. Yeah.
In a mushroom gravy, and you could just tell it'd been all day long, slow cooked. Maha.
And I had gorgonzola cream sauced pasta with chicken. Outstanding. It was really good. So there we go. And I see Greg, I'm gonna highlight this for a moment. So one of the reasons you go with the Pixel phones, totally get it. Except that we've been buying Samsung for what, 20 years almost now.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We
Well,
just
I think we
always-
were on Samsung when you were flip phone.
Yeah, I had a flip phone, guys, for years. This is so funny. Flip phone, when smartphones were already out, and he had converted to a smartphone, and I was just steadfast hard against it. I wasn't going to do it. I'm still holding this flip phone. And it got to the point where I was ordering extra flip phones off of eBay for parts, and I was fixing my own flip phone.
She was Frankensteining.
I
the
mean,
flip phone.
I replaced the speaker one time. I replaced the LCD screen another time. I replaced the charge port another time. I just was not giving up this phone.
It's one of the few times I actually beat her in technology and adopting something before she did. Normally, I'm the
True.
one back there going, no.
It's true. It's true. It's true. But back to Ginger Jungle Rescue. There you go. Honestly, guys, we are so impressed. And every one of these dogs, it didn't matter what size they were such sweet babies. Such sweet babies. I mean, if we weren't on the road, I'd be like, oh, I need these two little this brother and sister right here. Give me these dogs.
She'd have been trying to bring 43 of them home.
It's true. It's true.
You know,
So,
but fortunately, there's no room in the car. So
no, there isn't.
that's just the facts.
What are you gonna do? We did really good this time too. We don't have a bunch of excess food. Although whatever we do have left, I may ask Ginger if she could use it. You know, why not? Let me see. Hey, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to
Oh,
post
yeah.
them, and we will certainly answer what we could, what we can. There is something that's kind of gnawing at me, and I'm going to talk about it just a little bit, just to have this just a conversation starter. You know, there's a lot of people, whether they're bloggers or vloggers like YouTubers, who they want to make a buck. And I'm all about having a side hustle. I totally understand. If you can do it and you can be upfront about it and transparent about it, cool, great, more power to you. But it really gets under my skin when someone that I thought might be honest, might be thinking about more than just the clicks, pulls a bullshit move, and that's what I'm going to call it, is a bullshit move, and makes up stuff to get clicks. It bothers me a lot, and I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody recently tried to blow up the internet with a story of being hassled and extorted at an incredible amount of money by the police. I'm going to tell you right now, you better be a really good actor, and you better know how to be a really good video editor for it to not get past me. And within 30 seconds of watching this video, I knew it was complete crap. And that bothers me. It bothers me because, and this isn't the only time I've seen something like this. I've seen other people do this too. They put themselves out there like they're experts, and then they try to sell their expertise for a consultation fee or something like that. One person does this, has made more mistakes than I care to even discuss, and they freely admit how many mistakes they made. But yet somehow people are supposed to entrust them with their expertise by paying them money. And then another one makes up bullshit stories and then charges you for their expertise. Listen, guys, that will never be us.
Or no.
Ever. Ever. First of all,
Strawberry daiquiri, Lisa. Hola.
yeah. First of all, even if we were here for 4 years and we have expertise on how we did our thing, we aren't experts.
No. And don't proclaim to be.
We never claim
will
to be.
proclaim.
We never will claim to be an expert. I don't feel like anything that we do is worth charging money for.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, why? You know, we're just getting by day, making mistakes and doing things, and we share that with you. I don't get that whole extra hustle thing where you're gonna.
No, if we get lucky, like we did with the Tulum Airport video, I mean, that one,
It paid for dinner at Ginger's.
it did. It went viral. It bought us dinner last night. And it's like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
And that's, you know, it's a happy surprise when it happens. Could we figure out how to do it on every video? Not yet, because we only haven't figured out exact. Well, we do know part of what, you know, that just happened to be the timing on that was out the day that the airport opened, and we happened to be first.
One of what? Yeah.
One of the first.
One of the
And
first.
we got listed at the top of the Google page, and that just drove, you know.
Yeah, but we don't look. We don't fake stuff. I'm a really bad actor. I'm a really bad liar. So it's true. It's hard. You could read me like a book. So just letting you guys know. It bothers me because I have really high morals and I have high ideals, and sometimes I'm one of those people that I expect everyone to behave with high moral standards, and it's hard for me to accept that the world doesn't work that way sometimes, and people don't hold those same ideals that I hold. You know, maybe they don't value honesty, maybe they don't value transparency.
Welcome to my world. You know, it's and I can honestly say, if you want, yeah, right.
Wait, I got to share this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I haven't been clicking on everybody and saying all that to everyone. Thank you for saying hi. We see you out there, Lisa and Ricky and Benito. And look at this, Benito. Really?
I'm wearing a shirt. Yeah.
Show some skin, baby.
It's all the same color. I can tell you that. You know, all the same color. You know, but
yeah, and you thought the same. I know, and I don't say anything. I don't say anything because I'm very cognizant of the drama that happens sometimes between YouTubers, and I don't want any part of it.
Then why'd you say something?
I didn't. No, wait. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Okay.
On the video. Sorry, I didn't make any comments.
Oh, okay.
There's no point in that. There's no point in. I saw people making similar comments, and I was just like, nope, I'm not going to say it. The urge was there, but no. I just want people to understand that, you know, we just want to help each other. And I know some of you guys are thinking about making this move, and you want to see what sort of things we go through. That's all we're really doing here.
And you know, we can honestly say that here in Progreso, it was the first time that we have gotten stopped by the police.
Oh yes, we did.
You know,
we did get stopped by the police.
And that we were 2 blocks from the house, just pulled out, had gone 2 blocks on a street with no stop signs, was going speed limit or below, and motorcycle cop comes up, you know, gives me the pulled over, put the stupid gringo face on, and she pulls the camera out.
I pulled the camera out.
And she's recording it, and you know, and he kept going, entienda? No entiendo. No. You know, goes back, talks to his partner. I see his partner in the rearview mirror just go, yeah. And so he came back and he just.
Yeah, we still don't know. We don't know why.
We don't know why. Don't care.
We kind of think that they saw us leave the house, and they saw.
Well, they had to have been close to the house because it was only 2 blocks.
And they saw the plates and maybe saw an opportunity for Christmas bonus or something, but they ended up letting us go. We don't know why they pulled us over.
Yeah.
But as you said, Ricky, we've never been.
I mean, we had the stops between states where they're doing the inspections and stuff like that. We get that, no problem. This is the first time we've had one that actually just pulled up and went,
and it happens. It does happen. I mean, we've seen another couple that we're friends with on YouTube. It did happen to them, and they were getting extorted, but they were standing firm. and they didn't give up, and the cops let them go. So
Well, and then we
it
had
happens.
we
but
had friends that actually got pulled over in San Luis Potosí, and they were visiting us, and they're not
Yeah.
from there, and it, didn't want to have to make a 3-hour drive back. So that was sort of how can we pay for the ticket now? And and that cop was like, I can take it, and they'll keep the money down. So he was trying to not make it obvious.
I mean, and
everything else.
they admitted they really did. They did. They ran a light, didn't they?
Yeah.
They
Oh
did.
no,
I
she
mean,
did.
They actually
Yeah.
did do something. It's just they just wanted to have to not deal with it over hours since they were trying to get home.
Outstanding, Papa. I noticed.
Yeah, where's it? There you go. Rio Palace, Costa Mujeres. Wow. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's really great. We're going to go ahead and do some clips on where
Excellence.
we're going.
Yep.
Excellence. I'm not really sure if it'll be one, maybe two. Maybe
At
two.
least two.
We'll see. We'll see. It might just be here's our room and here's the grounds, and then maybe another one might be, here's the food, here's the drinks, here's the entertainment.
I'll do the drink one. Or just somebody's got to be the volunteer to go do all the bars. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It won't be the first day though, because you won't want to see what the results are. So I can tell you that. First day at the resort, always get the same result.
Where's the police tape?
Where's
Yeah.
crime scene tape?
Crime scene tape. We're gonna put body chalk around him as he's sleeping on the floor.
Or wherever.
Oh my goodness. Hey, okay, so what are you guys all doing for Christmas, by the way? What is that? Oh, that was music.
If that's what you want to call it, baby.
Yeah, I like it. I like it lots. So anyway, so what's the plans for Christmas and New Year's? And his plans, his immediate plans are over there.
Yes.
Anyway, I guess it's just me for now then. I bought some things to send back to our granddaughter, and I decided against shipping them because it was going to cost more, 3 times more to ship. Oh, hey, it's time to get my drink. See, mezcalita, please, por favor. Mango? Mango? Okay. So there we go. I'm getting a mango mezcalita. So, okay. So Rick, you're going to Monterrey for a week. Ricky, that's a big city. I don't know. We drove through Monterrey on our way into Mexico, and wow, those mountains are beautiful, though. My goodness. I mean, they're stunning, and they're so high. They're really, those are mountains. They're not just hills. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Family things for you, Greg. Oh, and she's stressing. Mango? No, tamarindo? Yeah, sí, tamarindo. Okay, so now we're getting the tamarindo mezcalita. Christmas, spent December in Mexico and 2 days before Christmas and no stress, right? Right. Totally get it. Mexico in December might become a tradition. I agree. Stephanie, going to our house in San Miguel. Oh, I bet San Miguel is just so beautiful right now. I mean, during Easter, San Miguel was amazing. So I bet Christmas is every bit as amazing. And
it was cold there last night.
Parents live there, Ricky. Okay. And Benito, spending the days with my brother and family here in Mexico, going to the posadas that he sponsored. We'll do Christmas and New Year's with them. Probably go to Central for New Year's. Nice, nice. I think I'm going to try to get Mark to dance to EDM music. No? You guys don't understand how much he hates EDM. But I'm like sitting here going, boots and pants, boots and pants, boots and pants.
There's a reason EDM does not show up in my playlist.
But I like it. Sometimes.
That's why I said my playlist. It can show up in your playlist.
Sometimes my music shows up in his playlist.
Not EDM. I make tolerance for some things, but EDM, no. And I got a feeling I'll probably be having to hear some of that in the next 10 days or so, because I'm sure they'll be playing some by the pool. They always seem to do that. They tend to like to look around and see all these people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s and go, let's play EDM. What? You know, put some Motown on and we're all going, yeah, that keep going. So,
but this is good music. Oh,
yeah.
there you go, Sedona. Look, yeah. There was a lot of things that were way too convenient, but I'll tell you, this is what I noticed as somebody who produces videos all the time. The second time I heard the siren, I knew it wasn't real, because it was the identical same sound every time it played. I knew it was a recording. Then later in the video, it's mentioned that a police pulled up and motioned them over. Doesn't appear. It's not in that video. There's never anyone in that video. So anyway.
You just want to perpetuate that, don't
I
you?
know. I was
I
answering.
understand.
All right, we're not going to talk about it anymore. I'm sorry. It's just, it was under my skin.
I get that. No,
Is it out? Is it out now? I guess it is.
don't ask me. I haven't said a word about it.
You didn't watch it.
There's a reason why.
Okay.
Once I hear that, oh, I don't think this is real, well, then why am I going to invest my time?
Well, then here's another thing we can say too. So, being YouTube people or any social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, there's this perpetuation of everything is always happy, everybody's always smiling, everyone's always having a good time. We're the first to tell you, we are not always happy all the time. We have started videos sometimes where we're having a spat and the video's done and we just, we don't do it. Or, I mean, that's what happens. Real people are not perfectly happy all of the time. Real married couples are not always perfectly in agreement with things all the time. It doesn't happen.
That would be
So,
very correct.
gracias.
That's just the way that life goes. And
Tamarindo.
for everybody who
mascarita.
wants to go, life's perfect all the time. That's when I call BS. That ain't happening.
When you put your
Hola,
business,
Wilfredo.
hey Wilfredo, when you put your business out there, in like our lives, pretty much on a daily basis, you guys don't know, he doesn't do social media. This is the most he has ever been out, in public for show of any
Well,
kind.
that's because lives are meant to be lived, not shared.
Right. And and sometimes things happen, and we've seen people come and go. They had great channels and then they vanish because relationships end. Things happen. I mean, we've seen numerous.
And quite honestly, I think it depends a lot, I think, on if you are actually going to try and use this media as your primary income, the stress that would be felt, we would be like, well, we got to hit a home run with this one, so it's got to be like this. No. I think it needs to be this way. No, it needs to be this way. And we would be like, and so
YouTube is not for the faint of heart.
No, and so we just sit there and go, I've got an idea. Well, okay. Or really, did you think this all the way through? And Normally that's me getting told that, did you think this was all the way through? And oh no, okay, yeah.
Yeah, one time he did this video, he was pretty angry about it was about the way the US reports crime in Mexico.
Yeah, it was
And-
mainstream media
Yeah.
picking and choosing what they wanted to portray Mexico
Right.
as and sensationalizing things.
Right.
And I was hot.
He was really
I was hot.
he was really angry. And he did this video. He did a one-shot video by himself and he presents it to me. And I watched it and I went, no, I'm not putting this out. And he's like, but no. I said, your body language and the energy coming off of you is so negative in this video. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, but it was therapeutic to get it off my
Well, it's
chest.
good for
I mean-
him, but I mean, we don't want to perpetuate negativity. We want to perpetuate positivity.
No, but I wanted to call the BS out as
Yeah.
far as what mainstream media going, oh, look what's happening in Mexico. Look
True.
how unsafe it is. Well,
True.
you know,
But, you know,
do you want me to point back at this city, that city, that city, that city, that
Yeah.
city in the U.S. and you guys are going 4 incidents that occurred in Mexico? Yeah. So anyway, enough about that. That was
Oh, well, yeah, Papa, I know. Yeah, I'm not, and you know what, I probably shouldn't have got so deep into the conversation about it as I did. I know. I guess where I really wanted to go with that is that I want you guys to know we appreciate that you watch our videos and we love having this community and we respect you enough.
we ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that shit. Sorry.
No.
It doesn't come from us.
No.
And again, like I said, I couldn't fake and make up stuff like that if I tried. I'm a horrible actress. I'm a horrible liar. You would know in a minute if I was making stuff up. Which I guess is a good reason why I don't do it.
Well, that is just not the
We-
way we operate. That's just so.
You know, there's a bunch of YouTubers out there we do like a lot, we respect a lot. They're upfront and honest, even if you don't agree with their style. But when you smell BS, it's really hard to lose that smell. It's hard to lose the stench.
I thought we were done with this.
We are.
Oh, well, it doesn't sound like it. It just
No,
seems like
we're-
it just keeps going
we're
and
moving,
perpetuating. you know.
We're moving. I'm sipping my tamarindo mezcalito.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that that horse has been ridden to death. Now it's time to let it on the side of the road and be done. So
That poor horse.
yes,
You know, I would try to take that horse home and nurse it back to health.
give it ginger and
Give it
let
the ginger.
it become dog food. Anyway, oh, I could get in trouble with PETA for that, wouldn't I? But anyway,
Don't do that.
don't do that.
So we are out on the Malecon. It is now nightfall. We have a beautiful view of the Progreso Pier. They light it up really pretty at night. It's like, I want to say it's purple.
They've changed it.
They changed the colored lights. It's like
Yeah,
purple.
because
And,
it was 2 weeks ago when we were sitting here in the same exact spot looking out there, and it was green, white, and red. Duh.
well, why is it a green, white, and red now?
It must be Christmas colors. I don't know.
But it's purple and red.
I'm just making a
I see.
observation.
I see. And there's a lovely breeze, and it's been windy lately. And that cold snap that hit the Highlands,
It got here.
it's here too, although it's not cold here. It's just not hot. That's the difference. It's just not hot.
It's pleasant,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
But it's still, you know, during the course of the day when we were out and about, it was warm. You know,
Thank you, Papa.
it was there was some sweat going.
We do try to at least provide some value, you know. I know not everything that we post is for everyone. Like, we didn't get a lot of views about Pig Beach, but first of all,
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun to go do it. It lasts, it's about fun for about a whole hour, and then you've had enough of it and you go home. But it was cute.
Yeah.
It was different.
Eh.
We got another one coming up on the nature reserve where we got to see the coatis and the raccoons. That place is a little different too.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and then we have one coming up on Laguna Rosada
Mm-hmm.
where I got some drone footage of flamingos.
Mm-hmm. She kept chasing them.
I kept trying to chase them. They didn't like my
No,
drone.
you weren't trying to chase them. You were chasing them because you kept trying to get footage of them
I kept trying.
standing, and every closer you got, they went, "No, we're out of here."
They do not like my drones.
No,
So,
major predator.
hola, Alfredo. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, I forgot to mention. So since we're at Toast and Coast and we're using their Wi-Fi, you have to log into a web page and enter a password to get access to the Wi-Fi. And I believe it's got a timer on it.
It's sort of similar, like if you've done it at a hotel sometimes,
Yes.
where you got to log in, and then they don't want people just eating it all up and falling asleep and still being connected.
Exactly.
So they just
It
if you're
times
not-
out.
And again, it looks like that's what we're doing because we're not surfing. We're not actively going to other pages. So it just sort of goes, are they still logged in? Because they haven't really been active, even though there's data going up and down.
Right.
They're not seeing movement of pages. So they just sort of go,
Well,
shut them down.
the short version of this long story is that
We could get cut off.
if we get cut off, just hang in for a minute. We may have to log back in. I think it's a 2-hour limit. That's just a guess. But yeah, we'll log back in.
If I get cut off, then we're going home. Yeah. But that's not happening. So
No.
No. No.
What else have we been doing here in
Um,
Progreso?
I can tell you one of the things that I have started doing down here, especially if you are a person like I am, who I sweat at the drop of a hat.
Mm.
And one of the things I started doing in Merida and have kept doing here is I carry a hand towel.
Oh yeah, somewhere.
It's somewhere. Well, I didn't bring it tonight because the sun was going down. But if we're walking during the daylight or if we're going someplace, just because, it's in the eyes, it's, no.
And it
So-
burns. Okay, so there we go, Alfredo. I'll tell you what it is. This is a tamarindo mezcalita. Yum. You guys who've been following us, I love mezcal. I've never been a tequila person, but that smokiness in the mezcal, I love it. So I get everything with mezcal if I can. Mm.
Thing that we find amazing is here in Progreso, we haven't been able to find a bottle of mezcal.
It's true.
I mean, it was sort of one of those we were like, really? Because when we first got here, we're like, oh yeah, because we had margarita mix, and then we were like, you know what? I got a bottle of tequila. Let's buy a bottle of mezcal. And she can do her mezcalitas. I can do my margaritas. And
We had a hard time finding mezcal in Merida too, honestly.
yeah, I mean,
We
in
did. It was-
Costco, and then we went
Not
to
not impossible. It's just it's not carried as much.
Yeah.
So yes, I think the free version
yeah,
gives
that
you
is the free version.
40 minutes.
My mom is
His mom.
is the family organizer of all the Zoom meetings, and so she just went, I'm buying. She bought the upgrade. So now we sit and go, and she even does it where she's not involved, but she just has two people who want to Zoom together, and she sits and watches. So
That's nice.
yeah,
Hey. Oh, okay, that's a comment. Hey, Sedona. Thank you. Gracias. We appreciate that you appreciate that we appreciate you.
oh, I'm gonna have to cut the mezcal off.
Nah,
Jeez.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah,
No,
right.
We do.
Um,
I'm trying to be funny. I'm not
Okay.
as funny as him. See, I'm a bad actress. I can't act. I can't lie. I'm just bad.
I can't act. I can't lie. I'm just,
Oh, let's
Stupid.
see. Sorry, but I missed where you guys are heading after leaving Progreso. Oh, well, let them know.
we are on Saturday. We're leaving here and we are going to Puerto Morelos for 10 days to the Excellence Resort Riviera Cancun for both Christmas and New Year's. And then right after the New Year, we are going to be going to Campeche for 7 weeks.
7 weeks in Campeche.
Oaxaca's coming.
Oh, yeah.
That's, you know.
Oh, I skipped it. I'm skipping them. Okay, look, I need to slow down. We are having
In a lot of ways, yeah.
Stop. Yes, we're going to Oaxaca eventually. And I'm
I
really
can tell
looking
you
forward
this,
to it.
in Oaxaca, it will be occurring in 2024.
Yeah,
So,
it's on the list. For
yes.
sure. You know what? All kinds of choices. You know what? The mezcal and the mole. I cannot wait. And the chapulines.
And the coffee.
And the cafe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
be
the
really,
cheese.
Oh, and the cheese.
Uh-huh.
All the things that I like.
And there's a lot of it.
Oh, hey, I look forward to more of your videos. They help me decide where to move in Mexico. Yay! That was the whole point. Okay, so
Well, not really.
It
The
started.
whole point of this was we wanted to figure out where we wanted to live in Mexico.
yeah,
Then we actually did an interview. Ernie Baca from Retired Life Mexico No Bull interviewed us, and after we got done interviewing him, or he interviewed us, we were like, maybe we should do a YouTube channel. And so we decided, okay, let's document this. And then we were sort of thinking, okay, the family and friends can keep up with where we're going and everything else. And
well,
and then all of a sudden, all of you started dropping into our lives, and it suddenly started to gain an energy of its own. And then, suddenly here we are now almost at 2,300 subscribers, and you guys are all like family to us. And it's just like,
it's a big Gringo family.
Okay.
It's a big Gringo family. We love it. But it really was one of those things where we said to Ernie Baca, we were like, nobody's really doing anything about how they prepare to move to Mexico. Should we do that? He was like, yes. So that's really how it started. We anticipated we were about a year to 18 months out, and we were going to start a channel on how we were preparing for it. And then, of course, our pets have passed away, and it accelerated our timeline
Dramatically.
Yeah. So, but that's how it started. It was more like, this is how you do it. This is us doing it. This is how we're doing it. And then,
then 18 months got compressed down to 6. And then realistically, from the time that we had to put the boys down, it suddenly became 3 months to get out. And so,
let's see here.
Up.
I know I'm seeing it. Lots of mezcal. Muy bueno.
Can you tell, Ricky? I mean,
Hey, what's this? What? Monte Alban. What does this mean? What does that mean?
I think that goes, Mark needs to go to the bathroom. Okay.
You gonna leave me alone again? I'm alone again.
You,
I got a question to you.
hold on.
I see it. I see it.
That is all you.
I know. Okay. So this is a really good question. And for me, he says, thank you for posting it. So advice on finding remote work for someone with an IT background, that like me, dual citizen. So you have Mexican citizenship, but my dad, a gringo, is now seriously considering moving down here too. Okay. So let me just take that off for a minute. So, and he has an IT background. Okay. So what I have learned is this. A lot of companies in the US don't really like that you live outside of the country if you are a W-2 employee. They're more receptive to you living outside of the country if you are a 1099 employee or basically a contractor, self-employed contractor. Now, I thought that would be easy peasy, no big deal, 1099, I can do that, right? But then I found out from a lot of companies that if I am a 1099 employee, they also want me to have liability insurance, and they want me to have a federal tax ID or EIN. Both of those things require money. Gracias. And, you know, because liability insurance, then you have to go through the steps to get yourself registered for an EIN, which means typically you're registering yourself as an LLC, and on and on and on and on. So basically, I'm on a don't ask, don't tell policy. And that is, I interview for W-2 positions as a consultant or consulting contractor. My bank is still in the United States. My tax address is still in the United States. And that's how I register for employment, is, you know, using that address, using my US bank account for direct deposit, and I work W-2. I VPN the heck out of everything I have, although I believe they can see right through that if they choose to. I don't think that anybody's VPN is 100% foolproof. It has not been an issue for me so far. Tell me who's had enough now.
I'm just being silly, but yeah.
But we did run into a problem when my work issued laptop stopped charging and needed to be replaced. And I could have, if I had known this is what it was, could have had the motherboard repaired right here in Mexico, and it might have taken a week to do that. But I didn't know that at the time.
And for what we ended up paying.
Okay, but I'm still finishing the story. And they issued me a new laptop, which was sent to his mom's house. And his mom was then going to send it to me. So no one knew where I was. Well, guess what? Customs wouldn't release it because it's electronic, and it's something that they need to know the value of, and they want to tax it, and on and on and on.
There's a whole video.
It was such a headache, such a mess. I ended up spending about $1,200. I think it was actually more than that, to fly back to the United States. Was it $1,600? It was a lot.
Because you upgraded to first class because you were just like.
Well, yeah, but it was only like $150 extra. Anyway, the whole point is I ended up telling customs to return the laptop to his mom's,
which
cost more money. I flew back to Kansas City, got it, and came back to San Luis Potosí. All in all, I was out one whole paycheck. I was out $1,600 for airfare. I was out about $200 for the return shipment and everything else, basically shipping to and shipping from.
Well, then there was $100 we paid to ship the broken one back on top of that.
Yeah,
so
and in the interim, I bought another laptop. That our solution was to literally replace the hard drive from the burnt laptop to the new laptop for $600. We spent a lot of money, and this was a huge lesson learned. Mm-hmm. What is the lesson? Be honest if you can. I don't really have that option to be 100% honest about where I'm living. So lesson number 2, just fly back to the US, just have it dealt with in one fell swoop. Don't try all these other things. You will not get your stuff sent to you in Mexico. It will not happen. They will not let you have it. I couldn't even get a customs broker to work with me because it wasn't enough money for them to be bothered with it. It was a mess.
It was a cluster. And we'll let you guys fill in the back half.
So to get back to how to find IT work, now that we get that out of the way, All of my jobs so far have been literally found through LinkedIn. I follow people on LinkedIn and follow companies.
She stalks them.
I don't stalk them at
I'm
all
joking.
because I really don't even like using LinkedIn. I use it because I pretty much have to if I want to find work. What happens is a lot of, what would you call them?
Recruiters.
Yeah,
And
a lot of recruiters will
headhunters.
will throw out fishing nets, and I will get a lot of contacts and a lot of people asking about me and how much I want paid, and if they can interview me sometimes, and then I never hear from them again. But I have a few that are trusted that I have worked with in the past, and now that I have some experience as a consultant under my belt,
That is
Yeah.
the key. Is once you have started to build that rapport of working and you
Right.
do have that relationship, I think it's going to be a whole lot easier for once this time. And she also has it with the company that they contracted her to. So that company was very satisfied. So if they have a situation, they already know her work ethic and everything else. So they're going to be going, hold on, we got a chance to get Gina. Yep. Bring her on.
it's true. I do work pretty hard, and I'm pretty happy with the opinions that are expressed to me by both clients and customers. So that's pretty good. But LinkedIn has been my primary. I wish I could say that I felt good about Indeed. I really don't. Ever since I tried using Indeed, I now get flooded with a bunch of junk mail and spam all the time.
It's more like they're making their money off of outside resources and selling emails than anything else.
Another place you can look is a place called Upwork. However, I think Upwork is more for freelance type people who want to do smaller projects.
And if that's what
Yeah,
you're
not-
interested in, that's a great place to go to do the
Yeah.
one-offs and things like that.
That I would really recommend, particularly with an IT background, I would start fleshing out companies, start following companies. If you see them post jobs, maybe apply for those jobs just to get your name out there.
And the other part of that is also doing the research on who the in your particular field, who the companies are who are hiring, the contractors.
Yeah.
Knowing who those people are is half the battle.
Yeah.
And then developing, some type of relationship with those people makes it a lot easier. So.
Recently, and it was really funny how this happened. I literally had a total now of 4 different companies reach out to me about the same contracting job. It was a job out of Vancouver Island, and 2 of those companies used the exact same job description, word for word, which is how I knew. And then the other 2 ones used key phrases and indicated that it was Vancouver Island. And I'm like, yeah, it's the same one. So I had 4 different contractor companies reaching out to me for essentially the same job. So that's something else you got to take into mind, is that you'll get contractors reaching out to you, but they don't have the contract yet.
No.
They're vying for the contract.
They're assembling
right
candidates to put in front of that particular.
So they can earn the contract.
Right.
So and this thing about this too is that I had to basically agree to go with one of them, because once you say you're interested, they ask you to sign an acknowledgement saying that, basically non-compete, that you're going to be represented by them to this company. So the other 3, I couldn't sign with them because it was all for the same company.
And that makes sense.
And you don't know if the one you signed with is the one that's going to be awarded the contract or not. It's kind of a roll of the dice.
Yep.
But the nice thing about it, and this is the truth, I worked for a company for 9 months, and I made enough money that I don't have to work for another 9 months before we have to start worrying about money. We're on month number 3 right now. We're good till at least late July, early August, before I have to panic. And I think I'm going to have a job before then. So, yeah, it's nice. The only thing is I wanted to save up money so that eventually at the
Well,
end of these
we
4
want to
years,
continue to add to the coffers and not keep
right?
drawing down.
So that when we get to the end of our 4 years, we have money, we could go buy a place. But we can live off of it though for quite some time. Being a consultant really pays well. So
Our resort trainer's on.
our resort trainer, yes, I'm getting there. Okay, Alfredo, mole enchiladas. Yes, I've had that really dark chocolatey mole
And,
with chicken in
Dolores
Dolores
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo, and it was unusual. I ended up liking it, but it was definitely something that took me some time to really savor the flavor. It was bugging me about what that flavor note was that I was tasting, and then I realized later it was chocolate. It was different, so I'm excited about that. Can you explain how you got registered as
you're skipping.
individuals? What did I skip? Oh, okay, I'll get back to it. Sorry, stuff is rolling by so fast. How you got registered as individuals in South Dakota? I have a friend thinking. Okay, so South Dakota has changed some of their laws about certain types of registration. You can, to be a resident, to be considered a South Dakota resident, I believe you have to be there 30 days now, right? No? Which one was it for the 30 days?
To vote, you can still do
Okay.
the whole 9 yards. If you want to go up there and all you want to do is get a driver's license,
Okay.
get your plates on your car,
Okay.
and everything else, you still do the same thing.
Okay.
You go up there
24 hours.
24 hours. And the important thing is you need to have 2 different itemized bills that use the same address. And so this is where Dakota Post, when we did a video on this, and but Dakota Post saved our butts because we were there, and Department of Public Safety in South Dakota did not want to.
They didn't acknowledge.
They didn't acknowledge. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. They didn't acknowledge traveling mailbox. We've had other people who have gone and they got a different person at
Yep.
Department of Public Safety, and that went fine. This person happened to look at the list, did not see traveling mailbox on their version of the list, and went, that won't work. And so we ended up having to buy a whole nother mail service for a whole nother year in Dakota Post, and they were the ones that pointed out, what address did you give the hotel?
Yeah.
And so, we went the other one. They went, you got to have it match.
So here's the short version. Tell him to register with Dakota Post or America's Mailbox, whatever
whatever.
whichever one.
But the secret is you need to give the hotel the same address. So
Yeah.
when you walk into Department of Public Services, you have 2 things: the bill for the mail and the bill for the hotel receipt are both using the same address. And you can go boom, and then you go down to the county courthouse. You stand in line. You pay your property taxes. They give you your plates. You got a driver's license. You got your plates. You're a resident.
Well,
If you want to vote,
if you want a car. If you don't want to take a car with you, then you don't need
you
to
don't
do
need
that.
that. Right. But if you want to vote, that is where they changed the law. I think it was H2 in South Dakota, whatever it was. But that ended up where they are now requiring that you are able to prove 30-day residency, because they've had some issues in some of the localities where the elections have been skewed because of people who don't live there participating and voting for the county dog catcher. And the one that the locals think should have got the job didn't get the job because people who actually don't live there cast their votes in a different way. So, and I get that totally. We wouldn't vote in anything to do with any of the local elections as far as Sioux Falls goes, because we don't know and we're not there to have to deal with the repercussions. So
Dave, tell him to get the hotel. Well, go to a mailbox service, get the mailbox. But you got to make sure it's one that DMV or the public
DPS, Department of Public
DPS.
Safety.
that they accept. Just be safe and do Dakota Post, maybe. Get your address. Go check into a hotel. Give them that address. Get a bill from the hotel that shows your address on it. Take that address and take your form from Dakota Post with that address.
Yep.
Those 2 pieces of paper.
That proves your locality
Yep.
and that you're now a resident. Boom, and take your old driver's license. Boom, boom, boom.
And
Pay
you-
him some money. Get your picture taken.
Yep. Now
And
you're
you're
in South
arrested.
Dakota.
Yep.
Also, recommend if he does that to make an appointment at DPS, because if you have an appointment, you skip the line.
Yes. Yeah. Even when we had to make 3 trips, we kept getting to skip the line. So that
Yeah.
part was good.
Yep. Okay, Tom. It's been a long time.
Our resort trainer.
He's our resort trainer. So guys, Tom was here last week and we did a lot of bad things with Tom. we basically bar hopped like for 3 nights and
I'm still waiting for the bad things. I mean,
okay, well, I mean, we had a good time. Tom was a lot of fun, and we went out to dinner a few times. We went bar hopping. We went to the nature reserve and took him out to Laguna Rosada. Every time I say Laguna Rosada, I want to say Hakuna Matata.
wrong continent.
I know it
Yeah.
just comes. I just want to sing that for Laguna Rosada. But nice to see you, Tom.
He's back in balmy Pennsylvania.
Oh, no. Let's see here. Vancouver Island. So probably a government job then. Oh, it's actually for a healthcare company.
Which is government in Canada.
Is it? I don't know.
It's a government-run healthcare
It's a
system.
healthcare system that was expanding to, I guess, add more providers, outreach and ambulatory providers into their network. And that's what it was about. So, oh, hey, thanks so much for the info. Very informative. You're very welcome. Hey, Lena.
Lena,
Nice to see you here. Freaking balmy, warm Pennsylvania. Oh, Lord. Hey, you know what? I remember Christmases in Pennsylvania where it was 70-some degrees and I was wearing shorts on Christmas morning outside.
so it happened once.
It happened
didn't.
more than once.
It didn't happen often.
It seems like in Pennsylvania, the really, really cold comes in like January, February.
Well, in
You know.
southwestern Pennsylvania, when it's really, really cold, when
Yeah.
the sun's shining in January and February, and if an alien ever landed in Pittsburgh and looked up in that time of the year and the sun was out, they swear that thing up there is cold. Because those are the coldest days. Are those bright?
Are you
clear.
guys tracking this conversation? I'm getting lost.
Just saying.
Oh no, Lisa. I've been thinking about working remotely with my current company when we moved to Puerto Vallarta. I've been wondering how it would work. Thank you for the great information. You're very welcome. And you know, I wanted to do that with the company that I was. Oh, are we out of focus again? How does that keep happening?
I don't know.
Yay, nails.
Quit giving it mezcal.
I know. Anyway, I tried really hard to convince them, you know, the company I hated working for, and they wouldn't go with it. In fact, they weren't even going to go with it when we went to Kansas City for a few months, and then they finally agreed because they really had no choice. Our team of 13 was now reduced to 3, and I was leaving, so that was going to be 2, and so they went ahead and let me do remote work the last 2 months, and they weren't going to do it internationally. Now, what Ernie Baca has explained is that the reason why a lot of employers in the U.S. are not willing to allow international employment is because of the government wanting them to report to them. how many international employees they have. And there's probably deeper connotations. Maybe there's, do we have an agreement with this company and blah, 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 you know, with this country? And I don't know what. There's a lot to it.
And again, it's over regularization. And one of the things that we absolutely hated about the U.S. was the fact that, they got to have their fingers in everything.
Yeah.
What does it matter if you as a employer are getting people from here or here? If you're getting the job done, so that's one of those you sort of just have to go, keep that all just, I'm not going down that road.
Christmas in all of the U.S. Well, if you're in the mountains, you have snow, but everyone else, nope. You know what? It's funny you say that, because the last Christmas we spent in the United States, we purposefully rented a cabin in the Smoky Mountains, and we had family fly in from Pennsylvania and Kansas City, hoping we were going to have snow. Nary a flake. It wasn't even cold enough to snow.
The people in the Rockies look at the Smokies and go, those aren't mountains, those are hills. I mean, it's the same way we look at that grew up with the Appalachians, look at the 𝙤𝙖𝙖𝙏 and go,
𝙤𝙖𝙖𝙏. You got
whatever.
Oh,
Those
you must respect the 𝙤𝙖𝙖𝙏 Mountains.
I haven't found the 𝙤𝙖𝙖𝙏 Mountains. I found the 𝙤𝙖𝙖𝙏 Incline. That's all I found.
𝙤𝙖𝙖𝙏 is the mountain range in Oklahoma. Guys, it's rolling hills.
And that's
literally rolling hills.
Even that is being polite.
Yeah.
It's an incline of about, I don't know, 10% grade. And you're like, oh yeah, now you're climbing the mountain.
I lived in Antlers, Oklahoma. It is the county seat of Pushmataha County for almost a year. And its great claim to fame is it is the gateway to the 𝙤𝙖𝙖𝙏 Mountains. And I took him there not too long ago, just a few years ago.
We had a hybrid car that we rented. It never got out of the electric mode because there wasn't enough grade to make it go, oh God, kick the engine and I got to get up here. No.
Let's see. For my company, they say you can go on vacation with your family, but put in your hours so you don't burn vacation time. But it needs to be in province. It's not their rule, but rather WCBC's rule. Yeah. It's interesting. I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't so strict. In this day and age, you would think that they would understand that the work could be done as long as your system is secure. And goodness, I had like double VPN going on because I had my VPN and then their VPN and their cloud, and it was very secure. But it really comes down to government regulation, really. So I'm literally on a don't ask, don't tell kind of thing, which is in some ways dishonest. It is. I'm doing what I got to do. Lord knows YouTube's not feeding us, so. Aw, thanks, Tom. You had a wonderful time with us. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Mark is an amazing hip-hop break dancer. I'm leaving this up so he can read this. I am, if you guys don't know, I am an artist, actually. I actually had an art business very briefly. Professional artist, internationally exhibited, published in books, calendars, magazines, all those things. Guess what? That doesn't make any money either. When one box of colored pencils that you use costs over $400, and then your papers cost a lot and things like that. So basically, I enjoy doing it. I've always done it. I've always been artistic. I never went that way as a career because it's just like everything else. It's artistic. The people who make money are either really lucky or dead. So
yeah. And
you know.
then their heirs make the money. Yeah.
And as far as my musicianship goes, my guitars are all in storage. I have a 12-string Ibanez acoustic, a 12-string, I can't even remember what brand, Yamaha, I think, 6-string acoustic. And I have an electric Fender Stratocaster that has never been played because I had a meet and greet that I purchased VIP package for so we could meet Joe Walsh. And it was a double header with Bad Company. And we got to go in and have a meal and alcohol before we had crowd-free merchandise shopping. Poor Mark, we weren't exactly loaded with money or
We
anything.
weren't flush at the
We
time.
weren't flush. Mark he's trying so hard to decide which $35 t-shirt he's going to buy, which one. And I saw an autographed guitar. And I said, I'll buy that. It's $500. And I blame it on the alcohol.
I got both shirts. I couldn't decide.
Yeah.
As soon as she said, I'm taking the guitar, I went, I'll take both.
Yeah. So I have this Bad Company branded Strat that has been autographed by the guys in the band, and it's sitting in storage.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Simon Kirk and Paul Rogers. So, and basically right now we're going, we're going to keep that in storage. When Paul Rogers dies,
Mark is an amazing hip hop break dancer.
Yeah, well, you notice he put not really because nobody was going to believe that.
Three truths and a lie.
The only thing I break for hip hop is the speed of sound getting away.
Can you tell me the feel of locals over the Mayan train? Some bad press on this side of the border.
Yeah, because
they really can't afford it. How about that?
No.
Yeah.
When we did the Tulum airport video, we included the fact that it does have a Mayan train stop that will be there at the airport. We got a lot of feedback, and the overwhelming majority of the feedback from Mexican nationals was positive, that this was something that was needed. It was going to bring a lot of revenue into
money and jobs.
Yes, money and jobs. And not only in Riviera Maya, if you look at the overall map, it's going to, Campeche, Merida, Valladolid, all the way out. And it's going to have a spur that's going to go out to Villahermosa. So you're going to be able to basically make a whole circle around the Yucatan Peninsula. And so, stops at some of the archaeological sites like Chichén Itzá.
Mm-hmm.
So it's positive all the way around, with the possible exception, it's not cheap. I don't know if they're going to remedy that situation down the road.
Maybe the prices will come down as they get more trains on the tracks. Right now, the tickets were selling out, but they weren't selling full capacity to fill the cars. They had a limited capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That's why tickets were selling out. The cars were not loaded. Maybe that's got something to do with the price, because they're still ironing out. I mean, a lot of the stations aren't done yet. I think they only recently added the Merida stop, but not as a full stop. It's a stop for inspections only. Nobody's getting on or off, which I thought was kind of weird. Although I've seen prices for Merida.
There is going to be a full stop
eventually.
Merida,
I mean, they've got a station, but it's not in use yet. There's a lot of incomplete stations.
And folks,
the station out at
it's
the airport,
a long way from Centro.
I mean,
where that's at. I mean, it's it's twice as far as the airport, and the airport's not totally inconvenient in Merida. As a matter of fact, if you're on the south side of Centro, it's a pretty quick little hop, but it's all the way down. The station out at the Cancun airport is not done, even though they're running out to the airport, which I don't know. They anticipate this announced that they want to open the southern route from Cancun down to Tulum in February, and that's going to be pushing. They're pushing it. They're pushing it. As far as what the residents are saying,
like he said, a lot of them are very happy about the opportunity for jobs and income into the area. A lot of people are also very concerned about infrastructure not being able to handle what's already not being handled well. Prime example is Tulum. Tulum is not in good shape when it comes to their infrastructure, and now they got an airport and they're going to have a train station, and it's going to blow up even more.
And they are way behind when it comes to sewage treatment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a scenario that
The other thing of concern, if you're a traveler, your options of getting out of the Tulum airport are very expensive options. The shuttles and the taxis are ridiculously expensive.
And part of that is
Yeah.
because they have not, where they built it, they don't have a direct road from the airport to Tulum. You're doing two sides of a V. You're having to drive south, east, and then get back on the carretera, and then go north. No, you're going south. Yeah, southeast, and you go back northeast. And so you're sitting here going, what? It's almost a 45, 50 minute ride the way it is configured right now. And
but if you take the train Maya, that's probably a 15-minute ride at the most, because it's a direct route. But that part of the track isn't open yet. So,
and at the prices they're listing right now,
the prices,
taxi, I mean,
the prices are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, even at a resident price, they're expensive. And if you are the average Mexican income, you're not taking this train.
No, and even right now, because Greg just pointed out down here, they do have multi-tier pricing, and
the Inapam people get the best deal.
Yes, but the tourists are going to bear the brunt of it. But it's still, we're talking, I think, what, Campeche to Cancun for the cheapy one was still pushing 500 pesos. 500-600 pesos, that's pricey.
So, Wilfredo, double taxation agreements. Yep. Foreign earned income exclusion.
Yep.
Foreign tax credit. There's a lot of stuff in play here. This is going to be the first year where I have the opportunity to apply for the foreign earned income exclusion. And what I don't know yet is that going to raise any red flags to anyone?
Well, they can't look at your taxes if that's.
Yeah, but see, the government wants the companies to report when they have someone.
I understand that.
So, I don't know how that's going to pan out. This is kind of like always in the works, ever changing, evolving situation. Oh, Tom, thank you. Thank you. Fun, intelligent, and super nice people. Who's the intelligent one? He was you.
Yeah.
I'm the fun and nice one. See? You can prove it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what was that?
I don't know.
That was him trying to do EDM dancing.
That's as close as I can get.
Okay. Lisa, I work in healthcare, so not too sure my company will allow me to work internationally, but I can hope. See, Lisa, and as do I. And my company would not allow me to work internationally. And when I became a consultant, I just don't ask, don't tell.
That's it.
But, gracias. Oh, yeah. I got another tamarindo mezcalita. And Greg, they've said that there will be both Mexican and local pricing. Yes. It seems like it's basically tourist pricing and then resident pricing. And I think someone has incorrectly said that if you have a residency card, you aren't getting resident pricing, but I believe that you will. simply because anytime we've gone anywhere for the archaeological sites,
Yep.
we get resident pricing.
Or even the movie theaters, things like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, we get resident pricing. So, yeah, there is a difference between the two tiers, and of course, the people paying the highest amount are the tourists, and it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. If we were tourists coming in for a trip, I would really have to think twice about it. But then again, if you're a tourist and you want to rent a car,
but I mean,
that's expensive too.
I'm looking at the prices that we just saw today, and for what we paid to go to Chichen Itza, with restaurant table, to go to Chichen Itza, we would have spent, and when we paid for the tour, also included transportation and the entry to Chichen Itza, and we would have paid more than that just for the train to get to Chichen Itza.
Yeah. And the fire station is so far out that the trend will probably take both more time and money over just getting on 𝙬𝙖𝙀. Yeah, we haven't done an 𝙬𝙖𝙀 ride yet either. So,
Well, no, you got the car. I mean,
it was our intention eventually. We got to wait for them to iron out some issues. We had wanted to do a trip from 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀 all the way up to the Cancun airport and then down to Tulum and then back again. But one, I don't think all the segments are going to be open.
no,
And two, the way it's looking right now, that's a small fortune.
we love you guys, but
Yeah.
spending about $600 to do the round, the trip is about what it would have cost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's sort of like, and that's just $600 just to ride the train.
With healthcare, I would say surface. Some companies don't even let you do wireless. They want you wire. Really? Wow. Well, I guess for security purposes.
Get you some speed, you'd be all wired up.
Well, yeah. If you're doing Ethernet and you're
The other speed.
oh Lord.
Yeah.
See, I don't even go there. My mind does not go there. I am a clean-minded person.
And I'm the one who's never done anything, but that's
I've not done speed.
no, but you've done more than I have.
I have done more than you have.
Yes,
That is true.
you've been to states where it's legal. So
Yes, I have. Okay, here we go. How is your SUV holding up? And do you plan on visiting the north a bit higher than the Central Highlands? And do you have a backup plan if your wheels stop turning?
so far, running right along. We're doing good. Probably going to get an oil change when we get to Tulum. Maybe 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀. Depends on what I find in 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀. Because, will it have been more than 6 months since we did it? Yes. But we're not putting any miles on it, Harm. I mean,
We really don't drive it that much.
it's,
We drive it between places and we park it.
and if it does get started, it's a short run, and then so we just have been doing that. If something happened to it, oh Lord, I'd hate to think, because you can't just leave it here. You got to get it out. So we'd end up having to get it fixed. So and fortunately, so far, finding Kia dealerships has not been that problematic. There have been in just about every major city we've been in. So, if we had to, it'd be put in the shop. But, knock on wood, since they just put a brand new engine in the puppy before we came down here at their expense, hopefully we're not going to have any major issues. So,
One can hope.
as far as going north, God, I can't think of how much further north. Mazatlan is probably, I think, if I'm remembering right. Sometimes I get Mazatlan and Manzanillo. I think Mazatlan is the one that has the ferry that goes to Baja California Sur, and that's about as far north as we're going to end up going. So.
And hola to Chris from Chicago. Because the best baked beans come from Chicago.
I thought they were Boston.
Well, that's how the cartoon goes.
Oh,
One guy goes, the best baked beans come from Boston. The other one says, the best baked beans come from Chicago.
okay.
I guess no one remembers this. It's either Sesame Street or Electric Company. I'm showing my age. And that's brisk. Do you know it was about, I think it was like -5 in San Luis Potosi this week.
Glad we're not there.
-5 Celsius, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, that's cold for here. Once you pick a city to settle in, would you consider going carless? That will depend on the city and the location. I'm sort of sitting here going city and location. If we lived someplace where everything we need is in reasonable walking distance, we could go carless for a while. But then if we wanted to travel anywhere, he's saying no. Guess we're going to get a vehicle. I've already suggested a moped, but he's not on board with that.
It's that whole, I've grown up, I'm in my 60s, yes, you got your first car. You have the ability to go places. You have the ability to go to the airport, pick up family. I know it can be done without a car. It's just that's something that's sort of ingrained, and I don't see that. I don't see that changing. Just
I could do a golf cart, moped. I already told him if I got this really nice moped, he could ride the bitch seat.
not getting rid of the car.
Oh, do you have any favorite city that you think can be called home yet? Querétaro. Querétaro's on the list. I'll give you the top 3 for me. Top 3 so far. And we've only been to 7, so this is not really that hard to figure out. Querétaro, San Luis Potosi, and Mérida.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. And I mean, and some of them we went to and knew they weren't really going to be on the list. Case in point, Valladolid. I mean, we went there because of the proximity of being able to get to some of the archaeological ruins and all of that. Was it a place that we deep down went, yeah, this could be a potential spot? It would have had to knock the socks off, and then we get to Merida. No, we get to Merida and was like, okay, I mean, you've got basically the same food and everything else. Fairly good proximity to the archaeological site. A lot more to do. Better infrastructure. But
I will say this.
But it also comes with a higher price.
Of all the small places that we have been to, there are 2 Pueblo Mágicos that are high on my list
𝙤𝙤𝙖𝙠𝙀
that have potential, but we didn't really stay there for more than a couple days or a week at the most. And 𝙤𝙤𝙖𝙠 was one of them. And Isla Mujeres was another.
Yeah, but now you're talking expense.
I'm just saying that I like,
get that.
But I don't think a Pueblo Mágico is going to end up being where we settle. It's going to be a city of some kind. So.
Well, especially as we age, we need the infrastructure of hospital and things like that.
Okay, I'm used to having my own car too, but Mexico is so well set up for all those without cars. It really is. And we haven't yet used the busing system for
and another part of that, to be honest, Greg,
sorry,
is the lack of Spanish, lack of good Spanish.
We're getting there.
It makes it a little harder because you don't want to end up, thinking you're going to Centro and going the wrong way and things like that. And so, at least we're in control. And even when driving, there's some times we thought we were going to Central and ended up going the other way. So that has occurred. But,
neither one of us grew up in large cities with good public transportation.
That would be.
We're used to living in places where you either walked everywhere or you had to have a car to get anywhere. Like, I grew up in a small city. We didn't even have school buses. We walked everywhere. We walked to town, we walked to school, we walked to the store. And then as I got older, I lived in places where you needed a car. And that's what we're used to. We're not used to, I've never had to rely on a bus system, a subway.
Yeah,
Ever.
and that's one of the things. Yeah, U.S. is so automobile reliant. I mean, that's the fact of life. And any time that any attempts have been made to simplify mass transit, I mean, I'll use Charlotte as an example. You know, they built a train rail from Pineville, which is south of Charlotte, into uptown Charlotte. I'll get it right just so that people in Charlotte aren't going, it's uptown, Mark, you know that. Did they bother to take it all the way to, now I am going to get some people upset, UNCC, which is now Charlotte University, and then right beyond that, yes, it's now called Charlotte University, and then out to Charlotte Motor Speedway, which is one of the main attractions of the entire, because when they have races there, that's, people want to be able to get out there. And if you've ever sat in race traffic, get to CMS, it's a nightmare. And the train would have allowed for a lot of people to get there a lot quicker. And also would have been a lot safer, because I can tell you, having gone to races at CMS, you don't just sit in the stands. You sit in the stands and you drink. And now you have to get in the car.
Yeah.
And so, if all you had to do was, oh, you want to sit out there and drink?
And trust us, the police know this.
Yes, they do. And then go get into a train that would take you back to uptown Charlotte, where your hotel is. Wow, it's safer. It just made too much sense. And no, they couldn't do that.
Isla Mujeres is 5 stars. Wilfredo, I loved it there. I loved it there. And I love the fact that you could walk that whole island in like 2 hours max, right? It's really a cool place to be. But it is a lot of resorts. It is a lot of tourism. And nobody has a car. The only people who have cars are pretty much the taxi companies
and the police.
And everyone else has golf carts. And
well, that's all you need. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. But for us, I even said to him, why didn't we think about spending a month at Isla Mujeres? Because we really liked it there. It came down to money. We would have to get our car there.
You have a couple of issues. Number one, you have a very, very limited number of houses, because it is not a big island. And so the real estate market is very limited. And when we were there, we saw that a lot of the older homes were being reconfigured, remodeled, and everything else. And I can only imagine what those price tags were going to be. And there is some real estate on the eastern side of Isla Mujeres and going south away from Playa del Norte, but some of that is protected. And again, as it continues to dwindle, the price is only going to continue to get up. And by the time
it's a lovely place.
Yes, it is.
We love it.
But by the time 4 years is done, the price was going to be out of the world, and that was just going to end up.
And the other, he's right about this. The other thing is everything costs more there, because everything has to be transported over to the island. Yeah. So it's a lovely place. I loved Isla Mujeres so much.
Beautiful.
So much.
And that's why.
And I could totally live there. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, without even thinking twice, I could totally live there. But we didn't know how we were going to get our car over there.
Figure out what the lottery numbers are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, if I can figure out the lottery numbers, I just go buy us an island. Oh, there he goes again.
Depends on what island.
Ricky, you have 3 years to retire, and Merida's top of the list. You know what? I was concerned about the heat, and I don't think we actually hit it at the hottest time of the year, but just right after the hottest time of the year. I wasn't aware that summers in Mexico are actually about a month or two ahead of the summers in the United States. Just never dawned on me. So we spent the hottest months of the year actually in Veracruz. Oh my God, it was hot. Like we went on tours and it was 45 degrees Celsius with like 60 to 70% humidity. We were dying. And, but at the same time, I felt like it acclimated us, or the time we spent there. So when we got to Mérida, yes, it was hot. Yes, it was humid. But it wasn't horrible. I thought it was going to be so much worse. Maybe we just missed the worst. I don't know. I liked it there. I liked it there a lot. And the reason that I liked it in Mérida was, honestly, there was something going on every freaking day. Either, well, first, Mérida does stuff every day. But then the barrios have their own things that are going on. I mean, we saw at least 2 different ferias during our time there. We were there for 3 months. So right after we got there, San Juan had their annual feria. And then Mérida did this carnival thing, and they held it in Ermita, which was literally, we were 1.5 streets away from that. There was a food, like a food themed thing where everybody comes out from their restaurants and they have food samplings. We were there for that. The Anapishan, or the Dia de los Muertos, that whole procession walked right through the neighborhood we were staying in. And that's just the regular stuff. I mean, then Mérida has things they do every single night. They have things they do there. We didn't even get to touch on half of the stuff.
And we were only there 3 months.
We didn't touch on half of it. And that was the free stuff. Then there's the paid stuff. You know, museums. We only went to one paid museum and it was amazing. The malls are nice. There's just so much. The food scene is amazing. I love Mérida. The only downside to Mérida, honestly, and I can tolerate that weather. The weather is a downside, but I can tolerate that. The biggest downside going from Mérida right now is inflation. Inflation is bad.
It's outpacing the rest of the country right now.
It is.
That's, do we know if that's going to be a temporary thing or a permanent thing? Don't know. And the real estate market is also shooting pretty high right now in Mérida, and it's because of the demand. I mean,
It's the first place we've been where we saw signs of resident dissatisfaction with gringo presence.
Yeah.
Never happened to us.
No,
We never experienced it.
And the people were gracious and warm, and so,
But it was the first place where we saw signs of it. And it makes you think. It does make you think. And you're talking about people where, first of all, the rate of inflation is the highest in the country right now. And it's becoming harder and harder for everyone to afford to live there, but even more so
for the locals,
for the locals and those who make less money. It's hard for them. And they are frustrated and they want to assign the blame somewhere. You know, we know that's a complex issue, but
it's a multifaceted issue, but it's easy just to blame somebody else. And
so we did see it there. And the residents aren't oblivious to the fact that a lot of these abandoned houses are being purchased by gringos and fixed up to make Airbnb.
And let's be for real,
they're not oblivious.
We're not talking, they're buying for 20 grand and then sticking money into it. No, they're spending 6 figures and then spending more money into it to do the renovation. So, and that's out of the realm of possibility for a lot of people, that live there. So that doesn't make it cost affordable for locals.
And you would have a car in Mexico. I'll tell you what, if Mérida's at the top of your list, I do think you would probably want to have a car to get out to, especially north If you want to go to any of the shopping that's north of the city.
Or if you live north and want to get down, I mean,
Right, either
yeah,
way.
I mean, either
I
way.
mean, if you're not living like in Centro or in a barrio that is you know, well, what's the word I want to say?
Situated.
You would end up needing a car. So yeah, it's such a big city. But boy, there's so much culture there, so much history. It's just a fascinating place.
And it's amazing on that history to see how much of it the people actually totally embrace and just go, you know, it's history from the Mayans, it's history from the Spaniards, it's all this, and they just go, it's us. It's all melded together. So
Wilfredo, I'm glad that you like Oaxaca. It's, you know, Oaxaca was one of those places that was not on our radar at all. I will have to give credit to
why not?
Why
now?
Not Now. They put Oaxaca on our radar. It's a place where I'm a little concerned about our level of Spanish, but I'm hoping by the time we get there that we will be better.
It's going to be because we're taking expat Spanish with Amy.
That's right. We're taking expat Spanish with Amy. If you're interested in expat Spanish, look for the link in our video details. You get a 10% discount. There you go. Yes, Isla Mujeres, lots of money. It's paradise. It absolutely is. I could see myself living there if I was rich. Yes.
Why?
Of course, I could see myself living in Grand Cayman too, if I was rich.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
Since that's not the case, we're sticking with reality.
Yes. We loved it there too. It was just wow. And it's not even so much the white sand and the beautiful Playa Norte. It was just the whole island, the whole vibe. One of my favorite places that we went to was that Jamaican place down at the south tip of the island. I can't remember what it was called right now.
The Juke?
I don't know. But it was fun. It's 420 every day or something.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a reggae place, and then they had a band playing, and they only took cash. I remember that, only cash. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. So we're
Absolutely.
going to be taking a ferry over to BC. Yes. That's going to be the one where we load the car, ride it over, and there we are.
No, that's the one where you get on the boat, I load the car, and then I have to find you because we're going to get in the cabin so we can sleep overnight or whatever. But yeah.
Main difference between living in the U.S. and Mexico: stress. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Stress. Living in the U.S. is stressful.
Whoa.
Driving to work is stressful. Listening to the news is stressful. Dealing with people who are unhappy is stressful.
The friendly people here.
Yeah. So
that talk to you, they don't know it's from Adam. And
yeah.
Buenos dias, buenas tardes. I mean, it's just amazing how much less on guard you feel like you have to be when encountering people.
And let's be honest now, we don't know their politics. We don't know.
Don't care.
The things that they have to deal with in that arena. We're oblivious to it, so we're kind of living in oblivion. In a bubble. We are. We're aware of that. But at the same time, we don't have news 24/7 telling us about how divided we need to be. And just so happy to leave that behind. Just so happy. People are unhappy. And when they're unhappy, they make everybody around them unhappy.
Well, when you have two sides that are absolutely right and refuse to even bother to listen anymore, all they want to do is shout how right they are and how wrong you are. And instead of going, I have two ears and one mouth, and I should probably utilize them in that ratio.
Yep.
Nope. Don't listen, and all I want to do is talk over top. Nothing's going to change until somebody clears out all of Washington, and I mean all, both sides of the aisle,
Are we back? So it ended up being exactly 2 hours. That's the cutoff, 2 hours. Yes, are we there, Benito? Do you see us?
They're trying to tell us to go home.
Microphone's on. Camera's on. We're hoping that we're still here. So, okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a 2-hour limit. So we just found that out. We got booted. So I just had to log back on because we're using, their internet. So I would say, just to finish that thought process, aside from the stress, the other immediate thing that, of course, is the friendliness of the people. And
The cost. I mean, let's be for real.
the cost.
Yeah. We are able to live a similar lifestyle at less money, and that's just
And that was important because, if you're somebody who really hasn't been able to sock away money for retirement because maybe you live paycheck to paycheck, and as you get older and you come to the realization that your Social Security is not going to support you, well, it will here. It will here.
Yeah, and let's be for real. Yeah, they give you the cost of living increase for Social Security, but then on your Medicaid and everything else goes up. So realistically, you're not even maintaining. You're continuing to fall further and further behind, and because with the inflation of all the others, that's oh, thank you very much. That 3.23% gets us absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. Hola, Jenny. You're never late, honey. You're here now. We're so happy. Thank you for coming. We didn't have as much an issue in Oaxaca as I expected with Little Spanish. Oh, well, that's good to know. I just was under the impression that our Spanish might not be strong enough at this moment in time, but maybe by that time it would be. So that's good to know. Thank you for that.
Hopefully that will no longer.
He hates this music. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway, it's one of those that that just caused me to totally lose my whole train of thought.
It's okay. It's boomer syndrome. It's okay. So hopefully that we will coincide in a city one of these days. It'll happen, Wilfredo. You know it'll happen. We are here. Thank God. I was worried that we weren't.
Benito's 100% right.
Yep. Number one.
That's the whole key, and quite honestly, I mean, when you start to look at it and go, you know what, the holidays are here, and last year we were in Querétaro, and we had no hesitation about going into Central Querétaro with crowds of people.
Guys, I'm an introvert. I don't like crowds.
Well, I like safety, and so I'm always on guard, looking, going, okay. And no, you're not worried about, somebody looked at somebody's girlfriend the wrong way or whatever, and guns come out, everybody starts shooting each other. That never entered our mind. So
no, Querétaro was. I'm one of those people where I didn't even want to go out shopping at Christmas because I didn't want to deal with crowds. I don't like being in large crowds. And no, I never.
It's not pleasant. I mean,
but
for real,
this,
wanting to do Black Friday, you have to me. I'd rather do somebody to, needle nose pliers and pulled my fingernails out. Than having to deal with the people that are out there on Black Friday. It just was, to me, it was like, no.
But going out into the crowds in Querétaro, for example, it was just so nice.
It's pleasurable.
And even in the park at Tequisquiapan with the crowds, it was nice.
Yep.
You've got people out there with their families and they're having fun and they're laughing and they're pleasant and they say hello to you. And like the guy at the churro cart was happy to see him.
Well, yeah.
Oh, and
Otra vez, por favor.
Sí. We're stocking up. We're gonna do a little bit more time here. I don't know. It's more pleasant and less divisive. And people seem to be less angry. But again, we're outsiders looking in, and we're in a bubble.
Well,
and we know
all we can report on is our interactions and how we have been received, and it has been phenomenal.
it has.
You know, I mean, I think the only people I have really seen that have been unfriendly have been expats.
Oh gosh, that's true. That's true. Wow. What a revelation. People who brought their baggage with them.
Didn't check it at the border and
Yep.
leave it there, and
Yep.
that was just like, you know, I mean,
So, and as Ricky is saying here, the state is so divided. Yeah. It's so sad. It's so sad. The sense of community, people watching out for other people in the neighborhood.
and just saying hello
and just
to a neighbor.
being nice to each other, and
You know, I mean, it's
judging you because of the way you think, because you don't think like them. I mean, come on. Everybody's different. We're not robots.
nope. And everybody's life to wherever they happen to be at that particular point is different, and that is what helped mold them into becoming who they are, and that influences all of that. And you know what? They have the right to do that. So
I'm looking at this picture. Wilfredo sent us a picture. Oh, I have to go back and look.
yeah.
But anyway, very cool.
But yeah, it's just that was probably that unhappiness and anger was one of the biggest reasons that we went. It's time to
It's
go.
time to go. The money part was always there in the back of our minds, but I was still working. He would have made the same amount of money what he was making. I mean, it really was. We were getting to the point of being very unhappy. It was very toxic. And the other thing that comes to mind coming to Mexico, it's kind of weird saying it, but freedom. There's freedom here. It's like a mental, like
It's going back to the 1960s, where you have family is important, religion is important,
whether you're religious or
whether
not.
you're religious or not, and you have looking out for your neighbors, and if you do the right thing and are nice, that's what matters.
Yeah.
And instead of you have to do this, you have to do that. Regulations say you need to do, you have to do this, and if you don't follow, then this is what's going to happen. And I told you, damn it, this is what you got to do. And no, none of that.
No.
And you're just going.
You know what? Your neighbors might party till 2:00 in the morning and play some loud music, and it might bother you until you get used to it. But you know what? When you have a party and you're playing loud music, they don't complain to you.
No.
It's like everybody lets everybody be. Somebody's got a barking dog. I promise you, you hear that barking dog enough, you don't notice it anymore after a while. It's background noise.
Yeah.
I
mean, somebody had a party last weekend, and I went to bed, and Gina was like, "Did you hear what time they turned it off?" Oh, went to sleep.
I was just laughing because I thought it would bother him.
And
no, he was sleeping.
Yep. So I mean, and I think part of that is the lack of the lower stress level has helped to bring all that down, and so I'm not as on guard, ready for you know, oh, let's pick a fight. You know,
The other thing I think is that the Mexican government kind of looks at a lot of things and kind of figures, well, you're grown up. You can think for yourself. Do things that will not bring harm to yourself. We don't have to tell you what those things are. You've got a head on your shoulders. You know what's good for you and what's not good for you. We don't have to tell you that. So that's why.
And it goes back to our favorite two words.
Personal responsibility. So that's why if you're in Mexico and you see 16 people with children and everything sitting in the back of a pickup truck, you would never see that in the United States. But you know why? It's because there's no regulation against it here. And just like there's no regulation against that, there's no regulation against a lot of things because they trust you
to do the
right thing and make your own decisions and be a responsible citizen. And I think that that's wonderful, frankly.
I think it is something that is totally gone
Mm-hmm.
out of north of the border because it's never anybody's fault other than somebody else's.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
It's always somebody else's fault. Hey, Jenny, your neighbors are the best. Very sweet and helpful. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I could say we probably have not experienced anything differently.
Oh,
Everybody that we have encountered has been wonderful. When we were in San Miguel de Allende, our neighbor was actually our Airbnb hostess.
mm-hmm.
She didn't want us to leave. She really didn't want us to leave. I guess we were just really good neighbors and really good tenants. And she kind of wished that everybody was. I don't know.
I don't think that we've been run out of town yet.
No. That's another thing that's going to make it hard, I think, for us to pick a place. It's everywhere that we go.
Yep.
We make connections.
Yep.
And friends with people. We got accepted by, Familia Mortera there in Veracruz. Totally unexpected. But boy, we got really close with this family.
Mm-hmm.
We call them family now.
Yes.
They didn't want us to leave. They even offered to help find us a place to stay if we came back, which was really nice. Of course, we have friends in Querétaro. We have a lot of friends in Querétaro. It's the first place we landed, and so
friends in San Luis Potosí, friends in
Sí.
San Miguel de Allende,
Yeah.
Friends in Mérida.
Yeah.
I mean, so
everywhere we go.
the friends here in Progreso.
Here comes round 3.
So limiting or making the choice is going to be on a lot of reasons, but the people are not making it easy. I can tell you that.
I got a lemon this one. Or a limon.
So that has the one thing I think that really helps is the fact that the people are the way they are, and if you try and speak some Spanish, they are quick to help you. They don't just look down at you and go, dumb gringo. They may say that after I leave, but they don't say it in front of me. But but they honestly sit there, and appreciate the fact that you're trying. And I'm sure they've encountered some that no matter what they do, they're not going to say boo peep about trying to learn Spanish because you have to adapt to me. Well, no, we're in your country. We're your guests. It is only proper that we speak your language. So, that's the way we view it. That's, we had a discussion today with people that when she was getting her manicure and I was getting my hair cut because we were waiting for the young lady to show up that did it. And, una palabra para cada dia, and one word every day. If we can get a little better, and we were telling her, and she goes, no hablo inglés. Well, una palabra cada dia, and she was like, see, it helps your business, and you don't have to work hard, just a little bit, un poquito, Todos días. So
Huh.
absolutely, that is so
I'm getting
true,
there. I'm
Benito.
getting there. I'm getting there. Benito. Not wanting to sound like a hippie, but whatever energy you put out there, the Mexican people will return it in space. And you don't sound like a hippie. Man, that's the truth.
That's, you know,
It's true. You know what? Energy,
it's the Beatles.
it's literally any concert I ever go to. The thing I've learned about concerts is the band always does better. They do better when the crowd gives them that energy, that they're enjoying it, and they feed off that. And in return, they're giving off energy to wound up the crowd.
God, they hate me.
That is a cycle. They hate him because he gives no energy. Meantime, I'm there like throwing my hands and hit in the air. I do that. He just stands there like this.
I'm taking it all in.
But
It's,
I think it's true in life. You know, you have this cycle of energy, and if you give off bad vibes, you're going to get bad vibes.
well, the love you get is equal to the love you give. The Beatles.
Are those the words? I thought it was.
And in the end,
the love you
get
take is
or,
equal
okay,
to the love you
give,
make, or the
or
love you
whatever.
make is equal to the love you take, or something.
But yes, it all comes down to the same thing. If you give it, you get it. If you don't, you won't. That ain't right.
Yeah, of course, I'm kind of thinking of Janis Joplin. Get it while you can.
Okay.
I don't know. It just came to mind.
But that's, yeah. I mean, that's probably a good place for us to wrap because we've been here 2 hours.
I know. It has been a little over 2 hours, of course, because we got bumped.
Yeah.
We probably should wrap it up. And pay our tab and thank Toast and Coast for being awesome and letting us sit here for another. We literally have been here 3 hours because we ate before we started the stream. So it was really generous of them to let us use their internet and do this. And we want to say to everyone, we hope that you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year.
And Thomas, dead on.
Oh, wait, what? Hey, come on, Tom. What you saying? Couldn't agree more. Americans need to grow the F up. We are all responsible for our own decisions and actions. This country needs to stop this BS.
Yep.
Gosh, the division, man. The division.
That's the perfect last one to put up there because
It's
that's
true.
exactly the way we feel. If you want to do stupid shit, you know what? You have the right to do stupid shit. But don't bitch when you have to pay the consequences. And that's, our favorite thing to tell our daughters is choices have
consequences.
You choose wisely, you get very good consequences. You choose poorly, then you turn to dust.
It's like the third Indiana Jones movie. He chose poorly.
And what happened to him? That was a hell of a consequence to pay. But
that's right. Merry Christmas.
Yes, everybody here have a.
We hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
I believe
Christmas.
Hanukkah just wrapped up, but I hope that it was really a great season for you. I don't know if any of you are doing Kwanzaa, but if you are, good for that. But very, very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us. Air your grievances.
Damn skinny.
We just aired our grievances tonight.
And everybody have a Happy New Year and be safe and don't do anything stupid.
Oh.
Just remember, choices have consequences.
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, it could either be Santa or Krampus. Whichever one you want.
Yeah. So, yes, everybody have a great, safe holiday season and enjoy. And we will see you right after the first of the year because we will be there and we'll be coming right to you from Campeche.
Yes, Prospero Año. Oh, if the internet is good enough.
That's
If there may be a chance we may do a random pop-up live just on the moment if we happen to have.
If that's up at the resort,
Yeah.
that's gonna be
And
until we see what we get.
I'm trying to get a couple videos ready for schedule to drop while we're at the resort. I don't know how successful I'm going to be. I'll
So-
attempt.
So there may be, in 10 days, there might only drop one. If that's it, you know what? We love all y'all, but we're going to enjoy ourselves for the 10 days. So,
Yeah, we got vacation.
yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Love all y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you,
we'll
Lena.
see you all after the first of the year.
Thank you, Suzanne. And happy Christmas, everyone. Adios.
Cheers.